We go. We are. Why is my phone on? We are live from North Carolina.
That's it.
And I just found out there was a RetroCon 5 seconds from his house. And who didn't go? That guy. Get a load of that guy, Paul. And of course, I'm in Hamilton, home of the how far did I walk today? 2-point-something kilometer walk. Me and my mommy and the children, we all walked around a 2-point-something kilometer walk.
The kilometers.
The kilometers. Happy Mother's Day to all the Mrs. Sherrods. I see Raymond in the chat.
And to all the mother fathers.
All of the Mrs. Sherrods. There are a number of them. Yes. Reed says, damn Bruins, but we hate the Bruins.
He is on it.
Reed, I hate the Bruins because of Ephraim. Effie likes the Bruins and all things Boston, so therefore I have to hate them. That is why. Because of our boy Effie.
Don't like the Bruins, but they're getting a little shafted, I'm not going to lie.
I hear the Canes lost last night.
The Canes won. You hush your mouth. It's now 3-1. Okay.
Didn't they lose last night?
Anything is possible. Anything's possible.
Okay. All right.
They play tomorrow night in New York. So, oh god.
Chilling with the what? Okay, what can I say? What can I say that will offend the Mrs. Sherrod?
Oh, it's Mother's Day. Don't offend anyone.
Oh, you and your rules. You people and your rules. Why? Stop trolling. Stop trolling Ray.
No, poor Ray.
I spent the time with the family. I had to rush to get the sponsored video produced today. I did. It's rendering right now as we speak.
Nice.
It's rendering
making
in 4K.
Content while you're making content, Jeff.
38 minutes to go while it's still rendering.
Slogan.
And then I gotta
content.
Then it's gotta do its thing. Fun fact, I did play with SPG and Ray and Crow on SPG stream on Friday. I did record my point of view just in case there was something exciting happening, and I wanted to cut them together. Nothing exciting happened. So
see, Reed, no bare feet for Mother's Day. Did you see that video going around of the guy that has his bare feet up on the back of the woman's seat on an airplane, and so she turns around and paints his toes?
No. But Reed has seen a number of my pictures, and I started to read, and then I started getting yelled at by everybody else that was going to be in the photo. So,
your mom outwalked you today.
She did.
She was ready to keep going.
She was. Yeah. She's like, "What time is it?"
So awesome.
It's like 4:30. She goes, "Well, let's keep going." I was like, "All right." She's a walker.
Well, you guys had great weather today, so that helps too, right?
Yep.
You got to take advantage of it when you can.
It is true. She goes out for walks every day, twice a day. She goes in the afternoon walk. She goes for a dinner walk. Everyone in the retirement jail knows her as the walker, the lady that walks, because she does the most walking.
Okay, so I got a question here. I told you we went to the winery today. There was a lot that we talked about. You just sparked a question from me.
Uh-oh.
I found out that the highest rate of STDs are at retirement homes. Is that a true story, Jeff?
Could be. It could be.
That's what they were talking about at the table today. My mother-in-law's mother is in one, and the ladies that hang out with her are very excited.
There's mostly women at this place. There's only a handful of people. There was a few gentlemen that talked to my mother quite often, and then once they found out that she was still married to that other guy, because they're in separate rooms, so they always thought he was dead or something, and then they all found out like, that's your husband, that guy over there. So they don't talk to her much anymore. So now she hangs out
staring at the corner of the wall. That one. Oh, that's amazing.
So now she hangs out with Leroy, whose wife is in the long-term care across the street.
Nice.
So now she hangs out with Leroy.
Oh, Keep an eye out.
He
He comes
what's his
back.
name?
You know,
Walter?
you heard it here first.
What the hell was his name? Walter? I don't know. There
Dick.
was a couple of dudes, but once they stopped talking to her, once they found out that she was not, not a widowed, they moved
Walter
on. I guess to
Disney.
moved on to one of the other ladies. So,
Oh man.
so congratulations to your son. Is in order.
Thank you. Yes. So I guess this morning at 1:30 a.m., he got an email saying that he made the Carolina Hurricanes junior hockey team. So one of the junior hockey teams, not the junior hockey team. So still cool. So he's gonna, yeah, there you go. So yeah. Money. I feel like the pig from
Uh-oh. Why is your headphones all going funky?
good. So good, excited for him. The cool thing about it is
Uh-oh.
I never played hockey, so
there you go.
he's done this all on his own. That's, I think, the coolest thing.
Well, hockey up here is a religion, so
He's right. I mean, he didn't start playing it until 4 years ago. So, and the past 2 seasons,
kids up here start at 4.
Yeah, right. He hasn't had practice the past 2 seasons, so he only gets 1 game a week, and then whatever he can do on his own. So to not have like that coaching and that structure, I'm impressed with what he's done, and should be fun.
Shout out to Purple Haze. Purple Haze is doing a big Fall Guys tournament next Sunday night.
Fall Guys tourney.
Yeah, I suck at that game. I am always the last one. I'm either the first out or the last to finish. I rage quit.
It's Fall Guys, Jeff. Is it the turning of the camera that messes you up? What is it? Do you not know how to grab onto the ledge and pull yourself up?
I don't know how to do anything in that stupid game.
Yeah, that's the one. There it is.
I don't know how to do anything in that stupid game. So, yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that you guys had a nice day today. I know that we had a nice day today, and I know that we've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. So
we do. I got a video. Well, there's the usual MLB video going live after this one. Got one publishing tomorrow. There is a new open world tribal survival game called Soul Mask, which I started playing the demo. It launches into early access next month. It is awesome. It's going to be a great community game. So,
okay. All right. Perp says definitely a dumb game, but it brings me back every time. Just when I thought you had me, you did something to totally redeem yourself. Love that movie.
What was that other game, Purple? I can't remember the name of it. There's another one that I played. It's on Steam and mobile.
Mobile.
Stumble Guys. So it's like a Fall Guys ripoff. So Stumble.
Oh yeah, you played Stumble Guys.
Yeah, Fall Guys ripoff. Yeah. I played it.
Everybody rips something off,
It's pretty true. All right, so what are we doing tonight? What's going on?
Oh, hey, we're doing a lot of cool stuff today. 64, Jeff. You're 64 years old.
You guys got to hang around to the end because there's something we have to announce at the end of the show, but we're going to make you watch the entire show.
Ooh, that's foreshadowing at its finest. Got ourselves over on the Spotify.
Still can't figure out how to log into my to make an Apple podcast. One day I will.
Being able to listen to myself in the car now without having to watch a YouTube video.
That's it. It's awesome.
Awesome. It is. I think it's cool. I'm glad you did it.
It would be great. It would be great on after Purple Palooza that when she does all her trailers and all her links and things, that there was a place for me to go and find them and click on them and rewatch them and like the videos and subscribe and wish list the games. But we can't have everything because where would I put it?
Yeah. Well, at least you did something. I didn't do anything. So
there you go. There you go.
Top story. Don't flare up on us, Jeff. I know you got that sciatic nerve in the back. We don't want it flaring up.
I do.
Talk a little bit about that. We've got post of the week. Some did you hear about? You're giving me 5 guesses this week.
I am. It's going to be awesome. It's American based again, so you should nail this one out of the park.
Oh, great. I'll fail.
It's American based.
I mean, it's not like 4th of July, you know. It's like Mother's Day.
Oh, actually, no, it's not American based.
Oh God!
I lied to you. Now. I lied to you. I lied to you.
He's confusing me.
I went with the other one. That's right. I went with the other one. Never mind. It's worldwide. Worldwide Sears, but 2 of them are American, so you know.
There you go. Last week we said we weren't talking about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar. We're going to continue that theme this week. We're not going to talk about the shooting at his house. Anyway, by now. A lot of stuff going on with 2020 election ballots. Not going to talk about that. Insta360 controversy. If you don't know what that is,
Google it.
I'm not going to talk about it.
Go look on YouTube.
Bieber baby mania. Fun fact: he is not Toronto's son, as was pointed out to me in the pre-show. So
he's from Stratford.
Bieber baby mania is on the loose.
He is from Stratford, Ontario.
We're not going to talk about the roast of Tom Brady because it's just seen too damn much of it over the last week. So I think that's good. I think
it's true.
All right. Well, let's kick it off. We're going to talk about this solar flare, right?
Yeah.
So the solar flare happened the other night. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know about it until like 2 hours before the sun was going to go down. Like I didn't hear much about this leading up to it. But around 2:54 a.m., I believe that's Eastern. Yeah, it is Eastern time. Is when the actual peak of the solar flare happened. This is an image caught with some sort of cool, super awesome telescope. My iPhone, my work iPhone, did not do a great job. My Android phone had a similar picture to this. Just saying. It didn't, but I hate iPhones. The biggest thing about this that was kind of concerning was they were talking about like radio frequencies going down and it being able to disrupt electronics, right? Which is kind of scary for, I don't know, like air towers, like, you know, airport air traffic control towers and things like that. Like, it's not really where you want to lose some communication. So they're putting
satellite television. If you have a satellite or, you know, a lot of TV stations. Yeah.
They're putting alerts out to people on cell phones talking about how this, you know, if you're in this area, you could see this as, you know, possible occurrence. I saw a tweet from someone in North Dakota and I was like, is it Will? But it wasn't Will. I guess it came across like the emergency alert system there. But to your point, satellites. Don't really think about the satellites when stuff like that happens because it's out.
I do. Oh, I do.
Well, you do, right? Elon does as well. And so Elon put up this graph showing how the Starlink satellites, they were under some stress. There was some stress going on, as you can see from those red lines on the graph. But he was like, everything's been holding up so far. We're good. No reports came in that I heard of that they lost, service at any point in time. So,
I think he's got enough of them up there now that even if a few are affected, they just spread the load, share the load across. So,
yeah,
because he keeps throwing more satellites up there, right? So,
well, every time they can launch them, every time they can get them up there. So, what do you think all these failed missions are for? But what we got was a Northern Lights phenomena.
When did I start? What?
I don't know.
What did I start?
When did he start paying attention to space?
When did I start paying attention to space? Hey, Ray does make an appearance in my video. My soul mask video. Ray does make an appearance. He's not going to like it at all.
Oh my gosh. There were people all across the U.S. saying that they saw some form of the Northern Lights, and we did not. I went outside. I did not see them.
I looked. It was cloudy here.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see anything. I just talked to my nephew this morning who's up in North Dakota, said that they didn't see anything either. Of course, being on the military base, there's a lot of lights. So, that plays a
That's the
part.
problem here is there's so much light pollution.
Light pollution.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you had people as far as Florida saying that they saw it, which I find really hard to believe, but whatever works. Mm-hmm. As beautiful as it was, it's not really like a good thing. I mean, the sun had like an explosion on it. So to kind of explain what happened, I found this little video. I thought it was pretty cool. So there's like the actual solar flare, and then it actually like pulls itself off of the sun and heads towards Earth. And it's going to kind of like loop over it and then pull back through it. And when it pulls back through it, you can see there you're getting some light in the beginning going down across that horizon, and then boom, here it comes back. And that is what we saw at 2:30 in the morning or whatever it was. So extra heat, extra UV. There's all kinds of stuff that was going on up in space the other night. And if you were lucky enough to get to see it, beautiful. But I found it to be very strange because I really didn't even hear about it until like 2 hours before the sun went down. Mm-hmm. And my son is in not astronomy. He's in, what is the damn class that he's in? Meteorology. He's taking a meteorology class for high school. And so he's like, oh yeah, we were talking about this all day at school. And I'm like, you didn't seem to think to say this to anybody? Like, you didn't talk about this at all? So I don't know. Did you all? I mean, you're a lot more north than I, and in theory, closer to areas that would have seen this. Was this a big deal up your way?
It was talked about. I don't know if it was a big deal, but it was certainly talked about. And a lot of people I know were outside tweeting and stuff. And there were people that live on mountains stealing photos from other people and posting them as their own, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Northern Lights.
Right there.
Yeah, right. I guess it's like pictures for sure. And I know that they called this a Northern Light event, but I feel like this was a bit different than the natural phenomena, even though it was a natural phenomena. So
the Aurora Borealis. I've been further. Well, not technically, it's further north. Technically, and more cottagey area, so less light pollution, and I have seen it before.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
My dream is to go to like Iceland and see them from there.
Just come to Canada.
That'd be cool. I could, but then I might run into you, and I don't know if we can do that.
That's true.
I don't know if we can do that. However, Jeff, we might have a tournament in Canada.
Ooh, probably. You probably would. You probably
will. So
we play a little bit of hockey up here.
I heard that, but I hear you play with your feet. That's not really cool.
Yeah.
So
sticks are for wimps.
Sticks are for wimps. I love it.
Sticks are for hitting people with.
Amazing that we just had that solar eclipse, or lunar eclipse that just happened not too long ago, and you heard about that for like 2 weeks straight. Like everybody was gonna die.
Well, because that was more that was dangerous because you're looking directly at the sun, right?
Yeah,
so that's different, right?
But so I think losing our radio communication is kind of big too,
Yeah, but also happened in the middle of the night, so.
Right.
Right. If you're up watching TV at 2:30 in the morning, well, you should be asleep.
You should.
You should.
I'm trying to go to sleep at 2:30 in the morning. My son running in telling me.
Last Sunday I was up till 3:30 in the morning watching the thing we're not going to speak of.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. There's lots of fun stories that we could talk about. We could do an entire show just on that, but we're not.
Yeah, probably so. Well, I thought this was a pretty cool little thing. Like I said, not knowing about it until
and there's going to be
I did a lot of research.
There's going to be meteor showers. There's going to be all sorts of. There's lots of stuff happening up there. some of which we know, some of it we don't know. And there's going to be a lot of stuff coming. And I think someday.
Right now,
what?
Down in the U.S. right now, we've had a couple of weeks worth of some ravaging storms going across like the Midwest. I don't know if you've seen like all the destruction from the tornadoes, and tornadoes are just popping up. There was one in Pennsylvania, I think this morning or last night, that popped up right outside of a church. I think it was today actually. So there's been a lot of tornadoes in the last like week and a half around here. Definitely some nature-y type things going on. Nature's not happy right now. So
no, and I don't think it'll be in my lifetime or even Big O Mac's lifetime, but I think something's going to strike the earth.
Yeah, I mean, how could it not? I mean, everything's moving, right? So at some point, two movable objects are going to come together.
It might be in 150 years.
Sure.
It might be in some, long outside of our range, and it'd be your children's
150 million years.
Could be. But I think in the not too distant future, I think something's going to strike Earth.
Do you think that there's a dinosaur on an asteroid somewhere and it'll come back to Earth?
Probably.
Me too, Jeff. It's going to be Denver, the last dinosaur. He's coming back.
Could be. It could be.
Oh, all right. Well, there's the flare-up news. So good there. Got some post of the week action over here.
So
stuff going on out there.
So our post of the week is usually something fun and something, but this is a little different. Most people have probably never heard of GLP-1, but you will. If you are following the stock market, you would want to. I know Purple's big on the stock market. She's probably monitoring these. It all has to do with weight loss and healthy and that graphic right there. Adult obesity rates is skyrocketed, especially in the U.S. It doesn't look as bad, but it's big here in Canada and other places. And you got your diabetes and your heart disease and GLP-1 companies that are involved in it and making it are going to be making a boatload of money because so many people are, we were talking about it in the pre-show. We talked about it before the production meeting. We're just not health. We're just not, there are exceptions. There are people who are healthy. Shout out to Anne, who's embraced a plant-based diet, and Diggs is a big plant-based guy. But most of us eat like crap. We do. And we're going to be paying
with my my wife's family today. Just about
we're going to be paying the consequences.
I mean, you and I both grew up in a TV dinner era, right? Like you could take something and you could pop it in the microwave and you could have a meal. And A, it wasn't probably the realest of ingredients. B, you're using that microwave to cook it, right? And there's every time somebody makes something new or makes something better, it's just an improvement on something before to make us more lazy, with food especially, the different devices that you can eat out of or drink out of or what. I mean, just always meant to make it easier to consume so that you can consume more. There's a deal at McDonald's right now. You can get, if you use the app, you can get a 20-piece chicken nugget, 2 medium fries, and 2 medium sodas for $10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not here.
Nice deal. Not
here.
Who the hell needs 20 chicken nuggets, 2 fries, and 2 drinks? Yeah, exactly my point, right? Like, but that kind of grew up with that stuff. So it's tough.
Well, I heard McDonald's wants to bring back the $5 meals because stock share, no one's going there anymore. Because A, they can't afford it, and B, there's a lot of other choices, healthy and unhealthy, right? And everybody's so busy now. You finish work and you go home and you got your kids. Look at your kids; they're out doing shit every night.
Yeah, when we're traveling, when we're out with sports, it's all we can do to try to grab some McDonald's, or else we're not going to eat until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and that's awful if you eat that late and then try to go to bed. Like I can't. So
yeah, post of the week. Pay attention to GLP-1. You probably have never heard of it. But if you go see your doctor, ask him or her about GLP-1 and your
And buy
Ozempics
stock.
and look at some of the companies that are involved. It's everyone talks about Google and the FANG stocks, but this is the Crow Resin's here. He could probably tell you a lot about being in the healthcare world about the GLP-1. So I just wanted to say, you're something, and I think I put when I sent this over, I said this is stuff that you've never heard about, but you will be talking about it one day.
Yeah.
So we will probably talk about this again in a future episode. Might be 300, but yeah.
Pounds.
Yep. Yep.
Well, hey, Jeff, and did you hear about this week? Wanted to start off here. This actually was talked about being our lead story. ESPN, Disney Plus coming together as one standalone app. You've been able to do the bundle with these two because they're both ABC, right? They're all Disney and ESPN, ABC. It's all one big schlam. So you could get it like the package. You could get Disney Plus and ESPN Plus together, like if you got Hulu or something like that. But now they're just going to merge these apps together. Says it'll be available by the end of 2024. We've talked about some of the live stream servicing that Disney Plus has done, especially with the Star Wars. Obviously, ESPN wishes that they could corner the whole sports market and have every single sport on their app. So interesting move here. Do you think it has a lot to do with the subscription numbers for the two, and this is their way of just trying to increase the subscriptions by bringing it together?
Yes. It's all about the number. It's all about the shareholder value. That is going to be the theme of tonight's show, is shareholder value.
There you go.
We've already talked about it in the last one. It's going to be a recurring theme this evening. But yes, and for advertisers, and just that way, instead of it make it easier to sell a package. You don't have to say, I have to go sell Disney to these people and sell ESPN to these people. And so, they can just bundle it all for advertisers and then just take the advertising pool and kind of like Google does. Right. Google just has a pot, and then it goes YouTube Music. It goes to YouTube. It goes to search. It goes to, right. It's just one pot, one pot of advertising dollars and advertisers. And then they just kind of divvied up here, there, and everywhere. So.
I mean, it's crazy, and we're seeing the live services or the streaming services start to get live events, right? And so this news, we found this going through some of the notes today. In 2025, Amazon and TNT will join up with Fox and NBC to host NASCAR races, right? So now we have live races that are going to go over to Amazon. TNT's on most cables, but Amazon's not, right? Like most people have to pay for Amazon or be Prime. But then the NFL is going to show both of their Christmas Day games.
Maybe not. Well, we don't know yet. That's not been inked yet.
Yeah, it looks where there's smoke, there's fire. All right.
Yes, it's not official, but yes. Yes, Crow.
I see everything he's saying.
I know. We will get to Crow in a minute. Crow, hold on, buddy. You guys got to stop reading the show notes. Is all I can tell you.
You got to stop putting them up on your forums.
I guess I got to stop posting them on the OnlyFans.
Where did Elon post all of his code?
Yeah, GitHub.
Yeah, you got to stop putting it there.
So it looks like it's going to be on Netflix. And I said that before. What did I say? Didn't I say this before? I said next they will have. I didn't think it would be this year. I thought it might be next year, but it looks like they're going to throw a boatload of money because they did the live. They've done a bunch of live stuff. They're going to do the fights. They're going to do wrestling. They're going to
They just had two big things in the last week. They had last Saturday, they had Cat Williams stand-up that was live. I know you don't know who he is, but he's a comedian that's very big here.
I don't.
And then Tom Brady's roast, right? And I know we said we're not going to talk about it, but just from a numbers standpoint, I think that they both did very well. So for them in a trial base setting, it's like, wow, if we can do this good here, think about what we can do with the actual event.
Monday, another comedian had something live because it came up in the little it came up as a little card during the what I watched. Somebody else had something live on Monday night, one of the other comedians, but I forget who it was. Right. So I said, I didn't think it would be in 2024. I thought it would be the next year, but here they are. They're throwing, I guess they got the technology
beforehand.
Let's get it in there. Now,
so if they put these two games on Netflix, right, then you're going to have certain Thursday night games are going to be on Prime. It's not all of them, right? Because I think the first couple of weeks they do the double headers, and then you get they're on NFL Network, and then it switches over to Amazon. So you're going to have Thursday night games on Amazon. You're going to have these possible Christmas games on Netflix, right?
Paramount does a game.
And so in America, if you want to, if you love watching football, like if you were a Sunday ticket direct TV kind of person where you paid that package and you got it, it's not going to be like that anymore.
Nope.
Because you're going to have to subscribe to all these different services. There you go, Crow. Thank you for
Crow apparently copied and pasted our notes
there.
Now I can.
It's almost like he took the number straight from this tweet. I'm just saying.
It is. It's kind of like he did that. Yeah. Now, Wednesday is the schedule release show. So the schedule is released. So you need to, as a fan, you need to go through and you need to look at. Now, I know there are professional sport NFL podcasters like Ray who watch every game and all of that. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the casual fan, let's say like Crow. He's got his favorite team. I'm just going to make up a team, Denver. So he's got to look at the schedule and he's got to say, okay, what games are on Sundays? What games are on Monday nights? What games are on Saturday that will be on regular television? And what does he have? And then, he may or may not already, I don't know his life, may already pay for Netflix, or he may not. So the Christmas games may or may not of interest to him or not, right? So the fan just has to look at it. And a lot of these have free trials. So if one game is, if you watch, if all you have to do is subscribe for 30 days to Netflix to catch your Denver playing on Christmas, and I have no idea if they are, and even if I did, I couldn't tell you.
He said, pick another team, damn it. But you still have certain games. Like, you're not going to not be able to watch football, right? Because you have at least 3 games on Sundays during the day. Yeah.
No, but if you've got your favorite teams, okay, he doesn't like Denver. Let's say
if you wanted to watch your favorite team, yes, I get it.
So Purple lives in New York. Let's say she's a Jets fan, right? I don't know if she is. If she's a Giants fan, well, then I'm unsubscribing from her channel. That's right. She's a Texans fan. All right, cool. She's a Texans fan. That's a good idea, from Houston, right? And, there's Sunday games, there's Monday games. They may or may not play, there may be other stuff. So, if that's all she cares about is those,
That's right.
That's all she cares about.
Cable without any frills was still around 140-ish a month. You're absolutely right. And that wasn't with HBO and, that was having 2 boxes or 3 boxes. You have to pay more for the boxes if you wanted more. And
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. I'm going to be honest. I don't watch as much TV as I used to. My wife watches most of the TV in the house. She has certain shows she likes to watch. She does watch a lot of Netflix. We pay for, YouTube TV as our cable streaming service.
Yep.
I rarely watch the damn thing because with the way that social media is now, I mean, hell, you can go to TikTok and watch a whole movie if you just keep going video to video on people's pages. Like, so I don't know. I never feel like I'm out of touch with something because I always feel like I see clips, and the clips usually tell me more than I would watch.
If you're a huge sports guy and you want to watch every game, or you host, a huge award-winning sports show like Ray, then yes, then it may cost you a few dollars. But if you're purple and you like Houston, if you are Crow and you, let's say, the Chargers, it probably wouldn't cost you that much, because most of the games, it might be 1 or 2 games a year that you might have to look at, and then you just get a free trial. Get a free trial for that week and watch the game and be done with it.
Yeah. Crow brings up a great point here, because if you have that standard plan for Netflix, those live games might be blocked behind paywall. Because it's not them capitalizing enough, right?
That's true. The $6.99 standard plan. Yeah. Again, I'm spoiled because in Canada we have a completely different service, and I think they just raised the price. I pay it for the year because that way I can watch NFL Network when I'm on the road and other stuff. My dad's place.
I think I pay for the annual plan.
I think it's $100. I think it's $139 a year that I pay.
I think that this is going to impact like bars.
They're on a different. They pay different. They have a whole different. They do. Okay. That's why only some bars buy the pay-per-view. Some bars do different things. Yes, bars have a completely.
I know a lot of bars won't buy a pay-per-view unless they feel like enough people are going to come and they can do a cover charge, right? So they just pay for it out of the cover charge and then whatever. But I would think that some of those places, maybe mom and pop-ish type places that do utilize a streaming service or something, or would need to do that, would probably be like, man,
I don't know about what happens down with you guys, but up here they just put on regular television and whatever game is on, right? So if the Cowboys game is not on, regular, one of the regular ones, it's not broadcast in an area. If I went to a bar, unless they've got satellite where they're paying for the Sunday, the Canadian version of Sunday Ticket, then I don't get to see it, and I don't go to that bar.
There's one.
But I still have 4 TVs here, so why would
always playing, Jeff?
It's true, it's right here. So I have 4 televisions here.
In prison.
Oh, nice.
So money's the big game of the NFL. It's no surprise that the NFL wants to maximize and capitalize on as much money as they can, advertising revenue, et cetera, because it's becoming more and more expensive to own an NFL team. So the NFL and making all of these deals for, the games and streaming, Goodell talking about going to an 18-game schedule. It all sounds great, right? Man, these poor owners just can't keep up with all this demand, Jeff. And I think now they're going to need to try to sell some of their team off in order to do that. Yeah. What do you think about 30% of the Cowboys? Would you like to own 30% of the Cowboys?
Well, they're not going to sell. It's really going to. It's not existing teams. Jerry isn't going to sell 30. Well, he could. They're not going to. It's not current owners that are going to sell 30%. It is going to allow a private equity, like your Apollo, let's say. They're probably one of the biggest private equity companies out there. They invest in a lot of stuff. It would allow them to then be part of a deal, as opposed to right now where it's all individuals, right? Gotcha. So I don't think a current owner could carve off 30% and sell it to that, but it would be allow that kind of group to come in and be part of a deal, which
like a managing partner type thing.
No, because that would still have to be there'd still be a majority owner, but it would allow them to come in come in as part of the deal, right? With the commandos, right? He had to get all of these individuals as part of it, right?
This gives them a seat at the table.
Correct. This would allow them to bring in some institutional investors, your Apollos and that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, teams are valued, more than they ever have. What are the Cowboys valued at? Like $6 billion, $7 billion, something like that right now?
Correct.
So just like a business, which this is, you're going to have those layers in place because they're looking this far down the line, And I think when they go to these owners meetings, there's a lot of conversations about 20 years from now, not just this next year.
Correct.
Right? So there's cycles to things. People are going to die. Owners are going to die. It's just life. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. You saw Robert Kraft the other night, right? Like the man is not a spring chicken anymore. Let's just put it that way. So at some point,
well, you guys also have the inheritance tax, which we do not have up here, which is why the Bills got sold to the Paguglia family, because they couldn't, the Wilson family couldn't afford when Ralph died, they couldn't afford the taxes. They wouldn't be able to afford it. Right.
Yeah.
So that's why they sold it off to the Paguglia family, who owned the Bills. Right.
Yeah, that is crazy. 9.2. And the Golden State Warriors, let's just be honest, their valuation has risen in this last decade.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you win championships. So crazy. Dan Snyder gave his house up. Remember, we talked about that a few weeks ago, gave it to charity. That's a big write-off for him. I think it was like a $9 million house or something. So
well, he had a lot of capital gains that he had to pay on the sale. So this is gonna offset that. I know there was a lot of people criticized your former president for things that he did back in the 80s and 90s. And I'm not defending him at all, but I'm saying at the time what he did was legal. They have now closed those things and they're no longer legal. But when he did certain things like bankrupting companies and doing this, it was legal to do that. Now, the IRS smartened up and they closed all those loopholes. But at the time, right?
Well, there's still loopholes that get taken advantage of.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's why.
Dan also wore an unlicensed NFL shirt.
That was the other guy. The other guy.
Oh, that's right. That's
Quinn. He's talking about Snyder.
No, different Dan.
But
he should be fired. He should be
the shirt.
He should be fired.
Love the shirt. That valuation for the Golden State Warriors is what's about to drop. That's what I think he was saying.
Oh yeah.
So, we'll see. More names are going to be floating around those circles than ever have been before.
We'll find out in October if this gets approved. And you know what? There could be some current owners that do carve off some of their team to free up some cash.
Nice. Hey, what are you doing Tuesday?
I got meetings.
Yeah, you're also probably going to watch Caitlin Clark's debut, aren't you?
You know what? I got to find out if it's going to air on Disney Plus in Canada. Remember, I live in a different country, a whole different world up here. So I got to find out if. Yeah.
Well, we've just got done talking about streaming services, and here's another one. I mean, Disney Plus getting into the fold, and picking up the Fever games, and hey, there.
Now this is gonna be
money at the end of the day.
This is gonna be like a championship event. They are gonna have they're gonna have the pregame. Everybody's gonna be there. It's just gonna be like an NBA final or NCAA final.
Final Four. Yep.
Final Four championship. It's just gonna be they're gonna have just chock full of people there for this debut.
I saw an interview with her the other day where she was like, sometimes I just wish that I could be normal, but she's, glad that she has the gifts that she has and can do what she wants. And you see all this stuff going on and people start to get tired of it, right? Start to get tired of hearing about it. And, oh my God, can we please move on to something else? And I always got to put myself in their shoes. Like, I wonder what it would feel like to have millions and millions of people wanting to talk about you all the time. It's got to be exhausting, right?
There was something floating around. Was it yesterday or today? Ray could probably fact check me on this. They were talking about her in the Olympics, and then they're like, no, she hasn't put in her time. She hasn't, So I think there was
Christian Laettner was on the dream team.
It's true. That is true.
I mean, what do you mean she hasn't put in her time?
I don't know. There was something floating around today, and I didn't really dig deep into it. Maybe Ray can jump in and explain what it was.
Definitely a lot of hate for Caitlin Clark, but there's a lot of hate for other players too,
And you know what? Crow Resin is tired of it. So
Crow Resin is tired of it. Well, you know who's not going to be tired of it soon, Crow Resin? The fans of the great city, Toronto, Canada, because they are getting a WNBA expansion team. Kind of feel like they probably should have had a team from the get-go. You all have such a great environment and culture there. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to embrace this team once it's launched.
It took the billionaires time to get all their ducks in a row. right? So
Do you
20
know
in 20
if they're
in
going to
20,
have a new stadium?
they're not. They're
No
going to be
game?
playing. They're not going to be. They're going to be playing somewhere else. They're not building a new stadium.
Okay.
They're going to be
Okay.
playing at the Coca-Cola Center. From what I
Until they get a
understand.
few years, and then they can build their own.
They got why? They've got where the Raptors play. They can always move up to there if they need to. So Golden State women coming in 25, Toronto in 26. So 26, me and Ray, we're going to be battling it out as Golden State and Toronto play there.
I hear you, Purple Haze. I definitely hear you. I mean, we just talked last week about Candace Parker. I mean, Candace Parker was supposed to be like the Michael Jordan of women's basketball for a while there, coming out of Tennessee. A lot of great players. You look at, I mean, when Caitlin Clark got her shoe deal, everybody was talking about Asia Wilson. Didn't grab that and put it in here. I saw that right before we went live. Did you see Nike had put a post out about Asia? She's getting her own shoe in 2025. And so they had like a really, cool thing about like all the stuff that she's won. Of course, we wouldn't forget, this MVP champion, blah, 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 blah. To answer your question, why her? I don't know. I think what we're hearing about more and more each day is that there's a lot of media driven stories, right?
Yep.
So, but at the same time, she's made a lot of baskets, so it's not like she's a scrub. So I don't know. I think it's a great question for you to ask.
She is going to get more clicks than Asia.
I wonder if.
And as I said before, as I've said,
as good as she is, if they would be any different.
It's all about. It's all.
The trend.
I've said to all of you, it's all about the likes. It's all about the clicks. It's all about the likes. It's all about the. So people write stories because people are going to click on it. Not Crow, but other people.
Sometimes it's good to be
not Purple
too.
But other people are going to click on it to see what's going on. And I think she's done more for the game than Asia and Candace and whatnot. And I think it's just I think it's the time we're in. I think if Candace was out now, we'd be talking about her and not her.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the girls that came before her, Lisa Leslie's of the world had to pave the way. That's pretty hard to do too.
Yep.
They
and there's just more media now. There's just more eyeballs.
There's definitely more coverage. I'll give you that.
And there's more people. There's more people, and more people want clicks and likes. That's why we're talking about it. That's why we're talking about it, folks. We want the clicks.
I just like to see that. Think about this real quick, okay? And Purple, whichever way we could go with the conversation here, we are having a little bit of a debating conversation around women's sports, and that is phenomenal. Like we're
some people
sitting here being upset about who is getting coverage.
Not everybody.
Women's basketball.
Not everybody's happy about it.
I think that's great. I think it's great that we're having to have controversy and controversial conversation about women's sports because it is a positive light. So next topic. Crow's like, all right, I'm saving you guys here before you put your foot in.
Crow made a good suggestion that we'd have to roll out Singular Live in order to make it happen. Have a little counter, little clock counter, like they do on PTI or stuff, and have the little scroll bar. Yeah, I know.
We do.
I'd have to move to Singular Live to do that. All right, let's go, Ray. Let's go, Ray.
Excited about this. You got what Wednesday? I think is the cover unveiling.
Thursday.
So this isn't the actual cover.
Thursday.
I'm sorry. Pretty cool though. Hey, where's Arch?
He's not a starter.
It doesn't matter. He's the bigger name.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
You got Travis Hunter in there though, so
you
cool.
You do. Edwards from who? From where? Where's he from? Where's Edwards from? Where's he from?
Michigan. The
national champion. It's right there. That's why he's right out in front. The national champion. Go Blue. So the PlayStation Store, which has now been taken down, had put up for sale this deluxe edition that had this version. The Atlantic was the first to get it. And then once they published it, then it all showed up in our feeds and we all started running with it. This is one of many covers
You mean this?
Yeah. Yeah. So Thursday is when we're going to get allegedly an actual gameplay trailer. So we will talk about it again next week.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm just excited to hear like the audio.
That might be the only good part. Because it's still good. It's still going to be. It's still being done on the Frostbite. Again, Ray. No offense. Ray #Ray is an EA partner. So again, Ray. No offense, but it's still built on the Frostbite engine, which is meant for first-person shooters. It's still based on the core Madden game. So, but it's going to sell 1 billion copies because everybody wants a college football game. I question. I'd like to see how the Ultimate Team rolls out, because Ultimate Team in other sports and Ultimate Team in college football is completely different.
Right. Well, college football is going to be the recruiting and all of that, right?
But they're going to have an Ultimate Team, but people aren't going to be going, oh, I want that 99, if you're an Ohio State fan and you get that 99,
you're not going to get Reggie Bush, USC Reggie Bush,
or not even looking at old players. Take the current players. You're not going to go and get the quarterback from Michigan. You're going to get Michigan's 99 overall player. You're not going to get anybody from Michigan if you're an Ohio State fan. You're going to go and sell that card. You're not going to build out like in the other Ultimate Teams. You want to build out the best team with the best player.
College how do you do it? Because you don't take anybody but Cowboys for your stuff. So.
I take other players that are non-NFC East, but if I
Did you take Atlanta Falcons, Michael Vick?
If I got a 99 Jalen Hurts, I'd sell it. Here you go. Here, sell it for $1. You can have that piece of shit. Don't want it.
It hurts you to say that?
Mm-hmm. No, it does not.
Hey, who's this tweet from?
Hey, look at me.
Jeffy. Jeffy, huh? Look at that. Look at that. So EA had their earnings call.
They did.
Announced a couple of other titles as well as this one, right?
This is the graphic from the earnings call. Yeah, this from the Mm-hmm. So you can see EA College Sports in there. You can see Madden, and then they've got some other. Jeff Grubb did some research, and he thinks it's going to be BioWare Dragon Age. Dreadwolf is this.
I heard there was a new game. Dragon Age coming out. The next one.
Yeah, so that's the speculation is that unannounced.
I can partner title. If you want to play EA Sports NHL 25, you can go ahead and play that right now. You can just play 24 or 23 or 22 or 21 or 20, maybe even 19 or 18, because I'm pretty sure that it's the same freaking story for the create a player mode that it's been for like the last decade.
So
play the game now.
Crow says this is another L for PlayStation. There are some people like Ryan Moody and others that said no, this was planned. They were saying that this was kind of planned, that they told PlayStation to leak it and then take it down so it would get some press ahead of it. So there are some people like Ryan Moody who thinks it was all planned.
How were the earnings? Like when they talked about the earnings on the car, are they up or are they down?
Oh, they're $5 gazillion. Of course they're up.
Oh. Well, they need to come up with some fresh ideas, Jeff. Make some more money. I don't know. How about putting ads in their video games?
Yeah, he's wrong.
He's wrong. We can put some ads in your games. I mean, why not? Hey, what was that game that was real big on Xbox about a year ago? You had like the talking gun. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of the name right now. But there was advertisements all through the game. Is it like that?
Well, there already is advertisements in the game. In sports games, they're in there, and in other games, there's product placement. And there is already in there, but could be in the middle of a game. Could there be like a cutscene ad?
So wait a second. You're sitting here. You're playing Call of Duty.
Crow wants to know if it's High on Life.
Chilling, playing some Call of Duty, and then all of a sudden, after you just got to get a burger. Is that what it's going to be? Yes, High on Life. Thank you, Crow. That is the game. Yeah, there was advertisements all through that game. Crazy. Yeah, that one cracked me up. I was scrolling and I saw that. I said, "You've got to be kidding me!"
Don't give
you
don't
can
give them
literally like
don't,
get your cutscene, and your cutscene is an advertisement.
don't give them ideas. Don't.
Oh my god!
If their games weren't broken, I'd be okay.
You need to watch an ad. You need an extra life? Check out this 30-second ad.
Well, just like mobile apps, right? If you download a mobile app, right? If you download a mobile app, right, you can remove the watermark if you watch these 2 ads. Or you want to do this or that? Yeah. So.
What is the world coming to?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like it, so they'll probably do it.
So Crow, Red Dead in Call to Arms, you want to open that ammo box, you got to watch a commercial in order to open that ammo box in the Call to Arms.
Yeah, you're going to need to do
that. If Red
that.
Dead was updating the program, they would do that.
Oh, man, we talked, it's been a couple of months now when we talked about the GTA 6 leak. A couple of screenshots here talking about some of the website code. What is this?
The
software box. That's what I want.
Yeah, so they have an earnings call coming up this week. Take-Two does. And so what the internet nerds have discovered is that when there's an earnings call, not too long after, there is an announcement. And so it was the same with GTA 5. It was the same with Red Dead 2. And so they're thinking that the same thing is going to happen. Somebody dug through the code and they discovered this bit of code, which is basically this, which is showing they're going to have 4 images. The website actually changed where it used to have just the trailer. And then it's since gone now, but then it then said, screenshots, and there was a big blank. And when you look through the code, this is what it showed, which basically, if you go back to that prior screen, it's actually just 4 boxes. So they're going to put theoretically 4 print screens. And they've just got some placeholder in here now, and then they would just replace these with actual images, and then the website would appear. So that's why the internet sleuths and the internet nerds are thinking that there is something coming imminently about
Super Sleuths is on the case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crow, I'm going back to Crow's comment there, thinking about our last topic there. He's going to be playing Diablo 4. He is going to go into a dungeon or an instance with his friends, and in order to load into it, he's going to have to watch an ad.
Probably.
There you go.
Probably.
Sooner we get GTA 6, the sooner we can get Red Dead 3.
That is oops, wrong. Where's the there we go. Yes.
I still think that I would put Red Dead above GTA, but that's just me. That's just me.
People are still playing.
There's a ton of people that play GTA 5. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, especially RP
all those online modes. Wow.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Yeah, and they're still doing all. You read their posts. They're still doing a bunch of stuff. Now, they still put stuff behind paywalls. There's other stuff that they did.
They do, but they mix up the content, and that's I think to me one of the telling signs of a game that's successful is when it gets a lot of support. But that support isn't just doing an update every so often. It's daily support. It's, weekly support. That's why I always talk so well about World of Warcraft, because you knew every single Tuesday that game was getting a patch. And that patch was going to include something that made the game different, whether it was going to be the dialogue box of somebody at Christmas time. The little elves and things would be wearing Christmas hats, and you'd get the Santa's brew, and there's just that's what made the game fun, is that it always was changing.
Well, and the same thing with Fortnite. A lot of stuff comes out on Tuesdays. So we're gonna get
a big day.
So
why is that, Jeff? You gotta know.
Well, because Mondays everyone's back from the weekend, and then they start planning. So you never roll out on a Monday or a Friday.
Yeah, it's usually Tuesday and Thursday.
Because if something goes wrong, then you have Friday to fix it if it goes on a Thursday. So the earnings call is going to come out. Why do we care? Because they're going to give the projections. And so we're going to be able to guess when GTA 6 comes out based on what they're projecting as revenue. So if they're projecting for the next fiscal year this large number, that means GTA 6 is coming out. If they say it's going to be the year after, that's when GTA 6 is coming out. So you can look. That's why we care about. That's why we look at these earnings reports. So, yes.
There's Crow Resin fact checking my silly question. Makes sense. Makes.
I can also tell you that you never do releases on Fridays either, because if something goes wrong, then you're screwed up the weekend.
Server problems. Oh yeah, they've done Friday releases before. I think pretty sure Xbox One came out.
Unless you have a story that you don't want anyone to notice, then you release it Friday afternoon and hope nobody notices it.
Yeah.
Right. Political.
Something that a lot of people were noticing was Brad Pitt and some other very famous people walking through F1 races recently. Why? Because they're filming a new movie for Apple.
Yep.
And the budget has surpassed $300 million. Not surprising because of the cars and the tracks and the actors and this and that. But man, I tell you,
I remember when they filmed this was it made the news. You know, when you're watching the broadcast and stuff, they had talked about this. So
directors of Top Gun Maverick, the newer Top Gun, produced by Lewis Hamilton. That's pretty cool. One of the most decorated F1 racers in the history of F1, right? And he's got his hands on it. So it's all
you're just in time, Bruce. You're just in time.
Apple. Bruce,
you're just in time for the big reveal. It started with Sonic Tuesday, which landed on Tuesday, November 4th, 1992. There you go.
We're watching Fallout right now. I think I told you that. And it's really, really good. I got to be honest, really enjoying it.
Good. Excellent.
Apple has had a couple of movies that they've done here. Ted Lasso, obviously, was very successful. These other companies, Amazon, Apple, to name a few, are doing a pretty decent job with their content here. So pretty good. Pretty good. All right, moving on. I think everybody heard about this at the beginning of the week. Microsoft closing a couple of these studios. Hi-Fi Rush's studio, Tango Gameworks, was probably the one that was like, what? Redfall's, I'm not surprised because Redfall was a botch. But this continues our trend of seeing these cuts across, media, video games, and the direction that Microsoft appears to be going tells me, and you as well, Jeff, that there more of these are coming.
Microsoft has its own earnings later on this year, September, I think. Crow will tell me if I'm wrong. I think it's September. So they're going to announce more.
Yeah, and a lot of it could still be out of Blizzard. I mean, they still have stuff to clean up there, right?
They do.
I know Sarah Bond came out and said that, it's about the future. It's going to be better business for them. Doesn't look like it when you're slashing jobs, right? But you're also not looking at the spreadsheet. The one thing I wanted to bring up out of this story, though, was that this controller was posted on the Microsoft store the day that they cut all of those, different departments there. Feel the burn today was the tagline on the controller. I guess that kind of made some people upset. So Microsoft removed that from the blog post, and now it was just a controller that was for sale. So
Purple thinks they're gonna eventually write it off. So we'll see. They'll talk about it on their upcoming earnings call later this year. There'll probably be some more layoffs. And an unpopular take that I've told some people is a Microsoft investor. Whatever increases my value of my shares. Yes, it's sad people are laying off. Yes, there's companies. Yes, there's games. Yes, there's the human side. But then,
Right. And I read something the other day that said some people within Microsoft, right? It's always anonymous sources or people close to the, whatever. They said basically it's just becoming Microsoft gaming soon. You're not even going to call it Xbox anymore. And I got to wonder, is that even the end of the world?
They've been calling it that for years, haven't they? So
right, like I don't know. So,
and they want to bring all their games to Game Pass. day and date, day and date to Game Pass. So what are they going to bring COD to Game Pass day one? And are they gonna raise the price? What's So
still coming. They're already talking about changing the price of the Ultimate for the Call of Duty, right? So
they are.
Here you go. This is a game you're excited about, Jeff. Marvel Rivals.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be like Avengers?
Oh, Crow's back playing that. It's such a good game.
Is he?
He is. He's been playing that on the weekend. What does Purple say? As a fellow Microsoft investor, I would have rather they gave me a dividend versus all the publisher purchase. Not sure how it created value or what the road to value is. It's a good point. I do. A lot of the. I always say, if you're going to invest in companies, make sure they pay you. Make sure they pay you back. Make sure they have a dividend. Yeah. So most of the, not all, but most of the stuff I invest in have to pay a dividend. Just saying.
So.
Anyways, back to this. Back to Marvel. So sorry.
Did you get your key code?
I did not. I also didn't apply. And I didn't see the NDA. I didn't read the NDA. But apparently this was in it. And my only point is, people you got to read this shit. You can't just, if someone says, here's an NDA, and you got to read it. Okay. Not everybody can understand the legalese, but you gotta read this shit that comes across.
Yeah.
You do. And if you don't understand it, find somebody who does.
Or just sign it anyway, like some people do.
But apparently this was in there where it says making disparaging or satirical comments about any game-related material, such as game features, character, or music, engaging in malicious comparisons with competitors or belittling the gameplay or differences of Marvel Rivals, providing subjective negative views. Apparently, and so a lot of people just deleted it. So, and a lot of people are like, okay, we're done. We're done with Marvel Rivals, and they're never going to pick it up.
And Crow, if I'm not mistaken, that quote that you just put up there, I think that the reason, or one of the reasons that's true, is because the deal with PlayStation ends at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Before the next COD comes out. So I thought I saw something about that too. This is we've seen some stuff with NDAs before, Jeff. Everybody wants to sign it so they can get their hands on it to be one of the first, but they're not reading out what it says.
Nope. Everybody wants to be the first to play. Now there are people who don't care; they just want to play it. Back in the olden days, I would talk to people. They're like, I gotta get the early edition. I gotta do. But they want you to test it. Do you go and do you fill out the forms? Do you do this? No, I just want to play the game. Well, but you're not supposed. You're supposed to test stuff, and then you're supposed to report back. I don't do that. So most people don't even care about this. There are a handful of people who are going to make videos, but most of the people, to be honest, just want to play the game early, and they just want to show it off to their friends that, oh, look at me, I'm playing Marvel Rivals before you, and blah blah blah.
Kind of like that ambiotic whatever
factor.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't have to sign an NDA. And my boy,
I'm teasing you, Jeff. I didn't even look at the screen.
No, there you go.
Look at the screen.
Hey,
this is old news, but still just wanted to bring it up. Jamal Murray, guard for the Denver Nuggets, world champion Denver Nuggets, by the way. Let's not forget that, as they stomped out Minnesota tonight. He was fined $100,000 for throwing a towel and a heat pad onto the floor during the game. And when I first saw about this, I was like, seriously? $100,000 for throwing a towel? Bobby Knight threw a damn chair across the floor. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wow, that seems pretty steep. But then I saw the video, and the video actually shows him throw it from kind of behind the baseline, kind of behind the basket in the corner even. And the towel missed the referee that he was throwing it at. And it went out onto the court. And it went onto the court right as the players were playing live for a free throw, right under somebody's foot. And so then once I saw that, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty egregious. Like, how's dude not getting suspended? Purple Haze right here should have been suspended. And it's kind of come out through some of the circles that, hey, TV ratings are really good right now. we're not going to suspend Jamal Murray. We're just going to let him keep playing because this is a great series. A lot of people are going to watch this.
Told you an hour ago. There's a lot. This episode all about money.
The one thing that I know stays consistent with discipline is that it's not consistent. There's no two things that are correct. Nothing is balanced. There's so many different factors that go into things. Embiid tried to kill a guy on the court the other night, but Draymond continues to get fined for looking at somebody the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's no transparency. There's just not consistent at all. And so, hey, other people have had to be suspended in the middle of the playoffs. This should be no different. But when you're the champs, things go your way. So I guess that's the way it goes. All right, last one that I got here for you. We talked about this a few shows ago. This gentleman right here was the first patient to be released from the hospital after receiving a genetically modified pig kidney. Okay, so he had a kidney transplant with this genetically modified pig kidney. And looking into that a little bit more, I did a little bit of research for this for work. I actually shared it. The pig skin, that lining, is most like ours, right? Like, it's the closest thing apparently to our lining. Unfortunately, 2 months after leaving the hospital, he is now dead. But they do say they do not believe that it is because of the transplant. They believe that it's other complications. So kind of sucks, but I was rooting for this dude, man. I actually did a thing for this at work. So reverting back to the mean. Oh, she said, yo, mean Ray. Warriors didn't matter for most of the NBA's history. Going forward, they won't again. Man, maybe we should have talked about the Tom Brady roast because
maybe. I don't think she's calling Ray mean. I think she's talking about mean as in mean, median, and mode, the average. I think she's talking about mean as the average, not Ray as mean. That is how I read that.
I don't know. I think Ray made her mad. That's the way I'm taking it. Because he's mean.
No. So I took that as the average mean.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, there you go.
There we go. All right.
All about perception.
Right.
Got some 5 guesses for me?
I do.
All right. All right. Well, I guess let's not waste any time here. Banners in our stadium. It's actually an arena. Okay. If we're gonna get technical.
And Crow makes a good point. It's all about the future.
Well, and how many people have had transplants? Maybe not this kidney one, but transplants of other parts of, and things have gone just fine. So, kind of like Elon sending rockets up into space just to blow up. We got to get to the end goal one day. So, and I'm sure that guy, before he took that, he signed something knowing what the risk was, right?
Well, of course. You know what? He's going to die anyways if it prolonged him an extra month. And if this had nothing to do with it, if he had, heart failure or something else that was along with it. So there you go.
Oh, Purple and Ray going at it in the chat. I like it. All right, Jeff. Without further ado, it's now time for 5 guesses. And this week, you are giving me the guesses.
I am.
All right.
Okay.
So what are we working with?
Airports. Name the top 5 busiest airports. This is via our friends over at the boardroom.
Okay.
Top 5 busiest airports in
I live near one of them, Raleigh-Durham International Airport. No, it's not on the list. I'm just playing. You're trying to find Nice. I'm going to go with O'Hare in Chicago.
That is not on the list.
Wow. Okay. How about JFK in New York?
It is not on the list.
Wow.
0 for 2.
These are America, right?
They're all over the world.
Oh, all over the world. Oh, well, I don't know the names of the airports. Can I just give you like cities?
Of course.
Okay, so I know Heathrow in London,
Is number 4.
number 4. Okay. What about the one in Frankfurt, Germany?
It is not on the list.
Okay, I don't know the name of that one, but I know there's a lot of layovers there. California, Los Angeles International Airport. I don't know what it's called.
No.
No. Miami?
Nope.
Wow. Okay, so that's the big ones in America that I know.
So Crow apparently not, according to the boardroom.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Although Ray got one of them.
Okay. Well, I don't know what Ray chose.
I know.
How about I said Germany. How about I don't know, Japan? Like
Tokyo is number 5.
Tokyo? Okay, cool. Australia? Probably not, right? No, not even close.
Nope.
Okay.
How
about Mexico?
2 of them are in the States, and it's not Chicago. It is not
Dallas,
LA.
Fort Worth.
That is number 3.
Okay, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
And you said not Florida?
Not Florida.
Okay, not Florida.
Mm-hmm. Crow got it right, but he also looked
Washington, D.C.? No?
Nope.
Boston, Logan?
Nope.
Man, wow.
Keep going south.
Like south, like down 95.
Yeah, basically, yes. Yeah.
Baltimore? No.
Keep going. No.
Yeah. Richmond?
South of you.
Oh, south of me.
Yep.
Charlotte?
Keep going. No, leave the state. Ray got it right. Crow got it right. Number 1.
Atlanta
is number 1.
Really? Wow.
Crow just said, I looked it up. Top 2 busiest in the U.S. are ones that I've been to, Atlanta and Dallas. So you got Atlanta at 1, Dallas.
Look, Atlanta's
3.
a busy area. I'm not going to say it's not, but I'm shocked that like New York or Boston or Chicago aren't above it.
Yep. So you got Atlanta, you got Dallas, you got Heathrow at number 4, and Tokyo at number 5. You're missing number 2.
Okay.
It's not in North America. It's not in South America.
Africa.
It's close to
Dubai.
Africa. Dubai is number 2.
Figured it out.
Dubai is number 2.
Damn, that is crazy to be Atlanta, huh?
Crow says Atlanta's a huge airport with a great tram system. Purple says, I mean, it's the hubs of Delta and American. American also has a hub out of Dallas too, right? So,
wow.
So that makes sense. Purple says, "Oh, Atlanta, really?"
I guess I just figured like
Ray nailed Atlanta
from like business traveling. I would just think that like New York, L.A., Chicago, or Boston would see.
Oh, Ray said Paris, which was not.
Paris was not. Wow.
No, Ray says nobody wants to ride with the giant rats.
That's true. That is true.
But yeah, that's via our friends over at the boardroom. But yeah, that is your top 5 busiest. The other one I had, which I'll do in another week, was American. I thought Dubai you might have struggled with.
Are we even going to make the show next week? We just talked about like airports. Is that too close to Boeing?
No, I didn't even think of that.
Just playing. There was that plane that caught fire on the runway in India or wherever it was, and
it's always
something that just happened the other day again too. I'm just like, man, who the heck wants to fly right now? Like, what's up with y'all?
It's a long weekend, so I will be here. It's a long weekend next weekend.
Oh, what day is Monday for you?
Monday is a Victoria Day. We celebrate that in honor of Queen Victoria, and that was because the 24th of May was her actual birthday. So we call this the May 2-4 weekend, even though it's actually the 20th. But sometimes it does actually fall on the 24th, depending on how the calendar swings and cross. But because you guys have the following weekend as
interesting. Interesting. Squids. What
Boeing is not having a great year.
No, definitely not.
What do you mean a great month? They're not having a great year.
Definitely not.
So Squids is here. Hello, Squidsy. We are doing great. The Squidsy. Squidsy's been playing a bunch of retro games. I've been loving the retro stuff that he's been playing.
I am just picking on some hostility between Purple Haze and Ray, and I am here for it. I am here for it. I'm gonna go get some popcorn. Let these two get on here live. Oh, hey, what happened to the big news?
Oh yeah, what happened to the big news?
I don't know.
I forget from the production meeting. Oh, is that is that after this one?
It is.
What the hell's going on? What are you up to? Who the hell's Todd? What the hell? Apparently I've been calling you that for weeks. And Crow even said,
did you go back and listen to it?
No, Crow said, he goes, you've been calling him that for weeks. I'm like,
yeah. No,
Crow is the one that called me out on it. I'm like, what the hell?
So like I started my Twitter in 2020 literally because of Stadia, right? Because I found like the great community and saw how easy it was to do, and that's kind of what got me into it. COVID, right? Trying to find some information, fell across Stadia, yada yada yada. And so I just kind of went with the game handle stuff because not a lot of people use their real name, and it's all like gamey and stuff. And for me, it was like, my whole story was my kids, right? Riley and Zach Ryzak. So it just kind of was there, and it was what it was. I've been doing the announcements, as you all know, for my daughter's soccer games. And I came across another individual that does it at another school, but he's like a professional PA announcer. I got to be honest, I was kind of jealous when I saw it, and I was like, look, like I could maybe do some other games. I could maybe do some other sports or things like that. But when people are like, oh, hey, do you have a Twitter? I don't be like, yeah, check me out on Ryzak. It's just, it's not as professional for me. I'm 42 years old, right? I might. You never know. I understand.
There's new merch coming, folks. New merch coming, folks. Oh, I didn't put. I need to.
I need a new shirt, by the way. I think we should all pitch in for a new Hanes T-shirt.
Oh, here. This is Crow sent this earlier. You missed this. Every time I see the 5 guesses screen, it reminds me of my Oracle certification exam book that I had to study for a month.
Nice. Where I took it from, Crow.
So
anyway,
Todd.
If you didn't know from listening to Jeff for weeks and weeks, my name is Todd, and my handle is now It's Always Todd, because every time there's a Todd in a movie, he's either gay, fat, trans, kills somebody, forgets the keys to the pool. Like, it's always Todd. It's always Todd. So that's what I'm going with, and I'm gonna try to expand on my limited PA announcer status right now, and I want to try to like put some craft into it. I want to try to put some time into it because I really do enjoy it. So yep, there you go. So we're not going to be calling the show Coffee Talk with Ryzak and Jeff anymore. It's now just going to be
hold on.
Here's the big news. Just coffee talk.
Just coffee talk. Wait.
Yep,
there we go.
There it is. Yeah.
There it is. I had a lot of clicking I had. A lot of clicking I had to do to make that happen. Because that header thing only allows me to have one, whereas topics I can do other things.
Yes. And so next week, the biggest surprise of all is that next week we're going to have a nice new coffee talk intro. So we'll get to share that with you next week. So more fun stuff to come for coffee talk. 64 episodes young, many more to go.
Yep.
So cool.
That's right.
Thank you guys for embracing the journey with us. I don't know many people that use their full name as their YouTube channel or their Twitter handle.
Philip DeFranco. Philip DeFranco. Philip DeFranco.
I'm just saying.
Philip.
And like, see, the cool thing is, like, if you search your name, you're not the first one that comes up.
I'm not.
And if you search my name, I'm not the first one that comes up, because there's actually another Todd Lowe who was on that series about the vampires on HBO. Blood something. I don't know. The dude with the red hair. He was like a producer too. So yeah, there you go. So
I know.
I don't know. I'll probably still call myself Ryzak here and there, but
everyone's still going to call you Ryzak. But
probably
in case you wondered why I was not tagging him in tweets this week, that's why, because he changed the name during the week. Yep. So
yeah, I did it like midweek. I had like a midlife crisis and sent it to Jeff. He was like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" So anyway, there it is.
And I was thinking that if you ever leave, then now it's just coffee talk. I could just keep it going. But who are we kidding? If you leave, I'm going to rename it to the Jeff Janak Show. What? Correct. What am I thinking? I'm going to keep coffee talk. You got the Philip DeFranco show. You've got a bunch of other people with their shows. So
I think it should be called the Jeffy G Show myself.
Might be. Well, Philip DeFranco, he's got his Philly D. He's Philly D on the Twitters.
Jeffy
he's got his
G.
own. He's got Philly D TV. I know none of you know any idea who Philip DeFranco is, and I don't expect you to. But
not at all. No.
But
you guys are doing Red Dead tomorrow?
Red Dead tomorrow. Abiotic Factor on Wednesday. King Kong. I did King Kong Part 1. Now we're going to do King Kong Friday. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Holly Springs Golden Hawks have their first playoff game tomorrow. If they win, then they will play again on Thursday. So
you used to watch Philip DeFranco squids? You don't watch Philip anymore? He does a show 4 days a week. So
Ray's got a better show name if I leave.
Ooh. I like it. I like it. That's what he calls it when he goes. I watched Troll Talk last night. Oh, good. Thanks, Gray. Thanks for dropping in.
There it is.
Ray already calls it Troll Talk. So.
Oh my God.
There we go.
That's so cool. Well.
All right, we've gone too long.
You have an awesome week. I hope everybody else has an awesome week, and we'll do it again in 7 days. Not like 6 and.
Under the Bridge with Jeff. I like it.
7, 8 days.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Grumpy old troll who lives under the bridge.